All right, friends, welcome back to our online Bible study in the Gospel of John. We are still in this epilogue of John, and we're still at the beginning of it. We're going to spend all week looking at these first 14 verses and looking at them from different angles. Again, as I said yesterday, I just find this story just staggering because what has happened? I mean, they know that Jesus is back and that he has forgiven them. We know that he has come and that he has brought peace and that he has brought his presence and that he has a purpose for them. We know that. And yet still, after all of that happened, all of a sudden we cut to sometime in the future. And what are these guys doing? They've made it out of Jerusalem. And they've gone back to their old lives. They've gone back to fishing. They're right back, as we talked about yesterday, they're right back to where they began. I mean, it's as if what happened those 3 years has changed them and has molded them, and they are different because of it. But after the resurrection, they feel like they've got to go back to their old ways of life. And maybe they're living into them differently. Maybe they're more compassionate and they're more kind, they're more forgiving and all of those things. But they went back to their old jobs. It's almost as if they thought, okay, it's great that Jesus has forgiven us, but I don't think he's going to put us back on the team. I mean, he has forgiven us, which I'm so thankful for, but I better find something else to do with my life. Being a follower of his was something that I did for 3 years. It was great. But it's not something that I'm going to do moving forward. They're right back to where they began. Different, but doing the same thing. Jesus shows up. So similar to what happened in Luke 5. So similar to what had happened 3 years before. They're out there fishing. Jesus shows up. This time he says, instead of go to the deep water, he says, throw it on the other side of the boat. They do. And once again, it is in the catching of all of those fish that they realize there's something special about the guy on the seashore. And this time, they recognize who it is. Peter gets in, swims to the shore. What happens on that beach, again, that we celebrate this place called Tabula, what happens at the beach is that Peter, and through Peter, the others, they realize, oh man, he still wants us on his team. He still wants us to be his disciples. The work that he began, it's not over. It's going to continue, and it's going to continue through us. You know, sometimes we forgive people, but then we just kind of move on with our lives, and sometimes that is entirely appropriate. Sometimes somebody loans you $5, and you forgive them, you say you don't owe me $5 anymore, but then you don't loan them $5 again, and that's okay. What happens with Jesus here is not only does he forgive them, but he also reinstates the relationship fully in the way that it was before. I still want you to follow me. And in fact, in our reading moving forward, we'll see it next week, he even says that to them again. To Peter. Follow me. I wonder what was going on in their heads. What's going on in their heads is they were amazed at what had happened with Jesus, but they thought, but we got to go back to the way that life was. So we're rounding out this journey with Jesus this year, reading through the Gospel of John. Oh, don't fall into that temptation. Thinking all of this is great head knowledge, all this is inspiration. But at the end of the day, life's kind of the way that it was before. No. How is it that the way in which you live your life is different because you believe that Jesus is raised? Doesn't mean that you got to change your job, though. Maybe you got to change your job. The way that Peter and the others did. But it does mean that in some way our lives can be substantially different. Is there a part of your life that even though you've been on this journey with Jesus, and that even though you know that he is raised from the dead, is there a part of your life that you're still either holding on to or going back to. And Jesus is saying, come on, just like he said to Peter, Peter, I called you out of the boat to be a fisher of men. Why are you back in the boat? Get back out of the boat. Let's go. Is there some part of your life that he's called you out of before? Maybe he's calling you out of for the first time, saying, get out of the boat. Come with me. Come with me. I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what that is for you. But I hope that you're going to reflect on this epilogue. I love it. And how it is that maybe he's calling you out of the boat to follow after him. All right, we're going to stay in this passage. We're going to keep reading it. There's more to it. And Hannah and Alex are going to show us this week even more in it. But I know that you'll just keep reflecting on what happened on that North Shore. God bless you, friends. We'll see you next time.